Why should teenagers and young adults save themselves till marriage? And why is that the true love thing to do? Some teenagers might say, we enjoy sex. Why should we wait until marriage to have sex when we don't even believe in marriage? My topic today is the true love thing to do, finding love and preparing for an enduring marriage. It's based on a book I've written of the same title, which can be read as a standalone book or used as a workbook for a 3-hour seminar. The table of contents includes The True Love Thing to Do, Sexual Activity in the Realm of Heart, Parts 1 and 2, Sex Should Be Unselfish, How to Save Ourselves Till Marriage, Courtship 2.0, Becoming a Person of True Love and Preparing to Have Children, and Building a Marriage of True Love. You can find out more about the book at worldcommunitypress.com/TL. The true love thing to do is not based on old-fashioned traditions or the status quo or the idea that because everyone has always done it that way, that's the way it should be done from now on. Or even everyone's doing it, so why shouldn't we? Instead, it's based on the concept that we should all lead an examined life, both adults and teenagers and children. But in order to lead an examined life, we need the right information. We need to find information that will allow us to make decisions based on logic, on common sense, and on deep reflection about the right questions. So the question here now is, why should we postpone sexual activity until marriage? Although many people would answer that question by talking about pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases and safe sex, the true love thing to do goes deeper because the real issue is love itself, the nature of love, and the relationship between love and sexuality. So let's examine love. What is the highest form of love? I think if we use the yardsticks of unselfishness and kindness and compassion, we could say that the highest form of love is parental love, whether it's from a genuinely good parent or a person who simply has developed in themselves parental love. A person of parental love looks to the other person's happiness long term. Parental love is not the kind of love that seeks instant gratification. It's unselfish and caring and wants to bring happiness to the other person. Let's think then about the relationship between happiness and sexuality. The true love thing to do is not based on Victorian prudery or outdated laws about sexuality. Sexuality is important for human life. Individual rights are important, and people should be happy in their sexual relationships and seek to have healthy, active sexual relations when they're committed to another partner. So what is a healthy sexual relationship? I would say a healthy sexual relationship does not cause the other person harm and does not cause us harm in any way, because sexuality is, or at least should be, intertwined with the concept and the emotion of love. I think it's reasonable to say that in most romantic and sexual relationships, at least one of the parties, if not both, would like to receive joy from their sexual relationship. They want to be loved. They don't always care about loving the other person, but they want love themselves, or at least some indication of care or joy from the relationship. Otherwise, they wouldn't embark on it. That's an important aspect of romance and sex. It's the joy that comes from love, from giving love to the other and from receiving it. The true love thing to do then, at its core, is about caring for others with kindness and compassion and love. Let's think about a really nasty guy. Let's call him Apollo Stone. He's sitting at home with his feet on the kitchen table, thinking about all the women that he's conquered in his exploits. He's singing the lyrics to an old Elvin Bishop song that goes like this. I must have been through about 1,000,000 girls. I'd love 'em, then I'd leave 'em alone. I didn't care how much they cried. No, sir, their tears left me cold as a stone. We don't want to be like Apollo's stone, do we? Or the feminine equivalent of Apollo's stone, Aphrodite grim, clicking down the stairs with her stiletto heels, searching for disposable men. No, we don't want to be like that. We want to bring joy to others when we seek a romantic relationship, generally speaking. We want to find our one true love without leaving broken hearts littering the landscape behind us. We also don't want to damage our own hearts. And our own hearts, our emotions, can be significantly damaged if we have multiple relationships over time where either that person dumps us or we dump them. 5, 10, 15, 20 relationships later, our hearts are damaged, our emotions are damaged, so that we create a shell around ourselves and we shut ourselves off from other people sometimes, and it becomes very difficult to open our heart, to unleash our emotions to the beauty of love when we do find it. So not only do we not want to hurt others through our sexual or romantic relationships, but we don't want to incur damage so that we become a broken person. At least that's probably our hope if we thought about it. And unfortunately, too many people don't think about the long-term aspects of what these relationships will do to them or to others. It's clear then that sexual activity is linked to emotions and heart and to love. Think for a moment about a young man who might be looking at a young woman with sexual desire. How would that young man answer if we asked him this question? At this moment of sexual desire, are you thinking of the young woman's lifelong happiness? Are you thinking of bringing her true joy? Are you thinking of caring for her for many years to come, even when she's old and wrinkled? Or are you just thinking of her physical body and your own sexual stimulation? These are the questions, I believe, that are important for teenagers and young adults to ask about sexuality, romance, and why they should wait until marriage. Unfortunately, the message that many young people today are receiving is that they have no control over their sexual desires. There's just basically nothing for them to do except to engage in safe sex and try not to get an STD. But is that really what young people and teenagers are all about? Are they just dumb animals run amok? I think it's time for them to stand up and say, no, we actually have the ability to control ourselves, but we need a good reason to do so. It is possible to save our love for our future spouse. Isn't it better to be proud of our inherent capability to be morally strong and intellectually clear and concerned for the lives of others? I think it is. We are not dumb animals running amok. Insisting that sex should be saved for the one we'll love forever is the right thing to do and the gutsy thing to do. So then, how can we wait until marriage to have sex? It's not easy. In this society especially, it's very difficult. Part of the True Love Thing to Do text is a section called Courtship 2.0. In that section, it has a suggestion with 3 little words that actually rhyme. Wait to date. Now that may seem like an outrageous idea to many teenagers today, but think about it. We've got young people 6, 7, 8 years old, dating, having girlfriends, having boyfriends. They're barely awake, they're unformed as adults, they have so much growing to do. And yet at age 13, 14, 15, they're getting pregnant. They're potential fathers or mothers. They're too young. It's better to wait, just from the point of view of being mature. But also, waiting to date gives us the opportunity to become friends with other people, to find out about them, to find out if we're compatible with the other person. So many people fall into relationships and then realize later, I just don't really like that person that much. I'm not compatible. We don't enjoy the same things. We don't have the same hobbies. One person likes that, the other person doesn't. It gets very complicated. But if we become friends first, then We'll know the other person much more deeply before we embark on a romantic or sexual relationship. Developing friendships is much more productive in the long run. When we wait to date and just seek friendships, we're still faced with the question, what can we do to find love and prepare for an enduring marriage? What is the best approach to make that happen? I think that the key is growth. The quality of our love is the central factor in determining the success of our marriage. We need to become more loving. We need to become kind and compassionate, to become a person who communicates well. Do we even know how to communicate? So many of these types of things are not taught in school and are not necessarily taught in our families. But if we get married without this development happening in ourselves, it becomes very easy to run afoul of our own inadequacies in the marriage. And when two people are like that, then we have fighting, we have conflict, divorces happen, the marriage fails, which is a sad and tragic thing. Thus, by taking the time and making the effort to increase our quality of love, by working hard to grow as a person in our teenage years and young adult years, we accomplish two things. Number one, it increases the chance of success in our future marriage dramatically because we're a better person. We can love our spouse more and in a better way. Secondly, by growing in our quality of love, we begin to change our own atmosphere of love that we carry with us in our daily life. People begin to sense, oh, this person's rather nice. This person's not mean and cranky. And we begin to attract other people who are also loving because they like us. By doing that, we raise the chances dramatically of finding our one true love, someone who is truly compatible. Deciding to wait to date and deciding to develop friendships in our search for our one true love, and deciding to become a person of love and focus on our internal quality of love and growth, creates a way of life for us that will lead us to success. Love begets love. It is indeed a way of life that is the true love thing to do. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking on the red button and go to the YouTube channel page to leave a comment. And until next time, thank you.